Vanakkam. People of my larger global family, good day, good evening, and much more. I come from a global village called Tamil Nadu. Part of a cluster of villages called India. That's all we are. We can be nothing less or more, except in arrogance. Tamil Nadu is a state and has many things to be proud of, ranging from our rich heritage, culture, language, architecture, food, social justice, pioneers in the world trade, and many such remarkable achievements. However, all is not well now. More on that later. As I stand on this podium, I can boldly say I dare to have a vision. The new grade is being bold with a purpose. My true purpose today is to challenge the status quo and mediocrity in polity that is plaguing our state of Tamil Nadu. I have often said that when avaricious businessmen and politicians set mediocrity as a standard, then rubbish becomes acceptable. Ordinary becomes extraordinary. And extraordinary becomes genius. Genius itself, if it exists at all, is relegated to a state that needs psychiatric monitoring. Fortunately, my vision in these climes is just extraordinary. Extraordinary only when compared to the policy paralysis and the lack of imagination that exists in Tamil Nadu today. To make this address specific rather than a wandering generality, the three big things plaguing my state today are: one, the apathy shown by political class of the state's financial health and management. With the revenue deficit at its all-time high of rupees 160 billion and growing every day. State gross fiscal deficit, which stands at an approximate rupees 405 billion, the third highest in the country for the year 2016 and 17. A large part of this deficit is driven by ineffective public spending and lethargy, and a lack of vision by the people in the government. Two, inability to manage our state treasures, namely our waterways, which for decades have been neglected. If only we have managed this better, we would be water self-sufficient by now. Three, the gradual lowering of the bar in every aspect of society, from education, skilling, healthcare, to social justice, to creating employment. To move on in this regressive times, what I propose may just be a dream, but it's much akin to the sheer necessity that led our ancestors to come up with the idea of the wheel. The new wheel is an old concept, eons old. It's an idea of creating a virtuous cycle to weave its magic on the populace. A cycle that we have to recraft and maybe humbly reinvent. My firm belief is that the business of new age politician should be to set a context and be an enabler to embed this new wheel within our society. However small that wheel, it should still ripple across our placid social lake. My mentor once stated, and I quote, "If the villages perish, India will perish too. It will be no more India. Her own mission in the world will get lost." For him, the rebuilding of the nation could be achieved only by reconstructing self-reliant, self-sustained villages. My mentor was none other than Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I'm shameless in plagiarizing his ideas for the benefit of my people and my society. On February 21st, 2018, as I embark on my political journey, I am announcing a plan to adopt one village in every district of Tamil Nadu. with the vision and aspiration for them to be the best village ever in India. And later, why not, maybe the world. An exemplar of sorts for my state and country. These villages will be planned with an intention to be holistically sustainable, economically, ecologically, sociologically, technologically, and high on education, skilling, and health. All the key faculties for a healthy society. With this, we will set in motion a series of virtuous cycles in Tamil Nadu by being the change. I truly believe that a strong Tamil Nadu augurs well for a strong India. Now I'm practical enough to understand that every journey begins with a single step. Therefore, as a first measure, we will take one village and reimagine it for excellence. Later, we shall scale it across the state. Let's reimagine our villages. Let's reimagine society. Let's leave a lasting impact on Tamil Nadu and India for posterity. All Indians and even global citizens are welcome to contribute to this idea. Being a Tamilan is not a prerequisite or a condition. But as I have often said, it is merely a postal code. Some skeptics might think, oh, you rookie politician, I know where you're taking this. You're here with a begging bowl for money. Begging bowl? Yes. For money? No. I seek something more valuable than your money, your ideas, your imagination, your intellect, to reimagine our villages. Your time and participation in pursuit of excellence. My political campaign begins here with the aspiration of forming a brain trust with my Tamil women and men. It's my firm belief that immediate action with good intent is better than theories of utopia and armchair politics. I have embarked on a journey towards electoral politics. I used to mimic the very intelligentsia that looked down with disdain at electoral politics, and later through learning and kind tutoring understood that politics need not be something below us. On the contrary, it should be a civic duty. A duty that we have neglected and hence are suffering its atrophying consequences. I'm fed up of complaining about governmental inaction. Demanding good governance is my right, and no government need take umbrage. This address here is only a preamble, a primer for the dialogue that I want to have with my people. I am actually rehearsing it with vibrant minds, hopefully kind critics and partners in attendance here. Help me help Tamil Nadu. I'm just a medium, a tool offered for your use. Sharpen me, shape me to sculpt our little village. The time for lamenting is over. Everyone is in agreement that Tamil Nadu has touched its nadir. It's time to recraft the polity. I recently signed in a college guest register as politician. On second thoughts, I should have signed as polity culturist. That's what we all are, cultivating a new polity. Enough said, I guess, to indicate the direction of our journey. It's simple. A slave called Spartacus who dared to think of freedom when slavery was a social address and norm in Republic Rome. A man called Genghis Khan who dared to dream of an empire knowing fully well it was nothing but a normal tribal. And closer home to my forefathers, the Tamil Chera Chola Pandya kings who domineered the spirit of language, administration, and world trade. Each of them over time have left behind some great ideas, some faulty, yet it is there for us to improve upon. Even recent leaders have left behind lessons to be learned. Their endeavors, success and failure are specimens in our socio-political laboratory. I have the humility to learn and keep learning. Partner with me on this epic journey of reimagining and rebuilding Tamil Nadu. And hopefully, one day our country for a better tomorrow. Please visit www.mayam.com to volunteer. I repeat, www.mayam.com to volunteer. Nare Namade.
So before we start our conversation, let me ask you all a question. Are you all here to see and hear Kamal Haasan, the actor, an artist, Kamal Haasan, the thinker and public intellectual, or Kamal Haasan, the politician?
Chief Minister.
This audience may have said, Mr. Haasan, we love you. Don't enter into this mud called politics.
Thank you.
Right? I think you referred to it. You referred to the intelligentsia, the mocking of PLUs, people like us who look at politics as something dirty, something not to be touched. The same audience may have told you, why do you want to get into this? So let me try and understand before anything else. Why do you want to get into this? As someone who's fiercely independent, who's often taken positions that have, been at the cost of more populist positions. You have often spoken your mind on censorship, on meat eating, on all kinds of issues, right? You have held up the power of the individual. Politics is not about the individual. Politics is a surrender of the individual mind. What makes you do it?
I don't think I'll have to surrender my individual spirit for the sake of politics, not the way I want to do it. I can still be myself and hope they accept me as I am. But they must understand that I have a good intent to do something which has not been done in my state at least. Let me not talk for the whole world and country. I want them to understand I'm here with good intent. I think some almost do believe that. I believe it. That's the most important thing. And about not wanting to join politics, you're right. Yes, it was considered to be dirty. But it's the way you keep it that makes it dirty. And the responsibility is with you, not with the politician, as we often seem to think.
The responsibility is with the voter?
Absolutely.
With the people?
Yes. We should learn to say no.
So we get the politicians we deserve?
And that's what I think it is. Because once we take money for votes, then you can't complain when he does take money off your pocket. He's going to look you on the eye and say, oh yeah, I'm the only thief from this. Between the two of us, I'm the only thief and you're not, is what he's going to ask.
What was that precise moment when you knew that you had to cross that space from being a public figure with opinions to electoral politics? Because the two are different. You can be deeply political. I think I'm a deeply political person without being in electoral politics. You were always deeply political. When did that crossover happen for you?
It was a very, very slow, snail-paced movement. It took me 37 years.
Share a bit of that
Yeah, because the moment I started this Narpaniyakam, as what we call social service movement, I call it, that was done about 37 years back. That itself is a political move, in the sense I wanted to do something for my people. And we were doing social service, and that I thought would change society a bit. But it was becoming more and more difficult doing even that. And so there's a time when you realize that you spent 37 years with so many people. There are roughly about 10 lakh hardcore workers in this welfare association. That's a lot of man-hours and a lot of enthusiasm. All being dampened by political apathy. So something, if you want a change, if you want a great change, it has to be done through the government. And for which all my heroes, for example, Gandhiji or Mr. Ivera Periyar, as he's called, it must be Ivera Swami, who we call Periyar. They all did not go into electoral politics. And I thought I would follow their footsteps because they are my heroes. But then they lived in another time.
What is it about this time that compels you to contest elections?
You live in Delhi, so you don't know.
I live in Delhi and I wish I had the courage to contest elections, but I don't.
No.
I think it takes a kind of courage
But
to actually jump into that pond.
Yes, I would call it courage, but I think we have been pushed to such anguish and anger. Inaction would only lead to more anger. I thought it's not going to be healthy for the state or me.
What makes you think you're going to be different from everything you've seen? And what is that difference?
Well, I will not bring in the analogy of films here. I was different. No, they say that I did everything slightly differently from my peers in my film business. So that's no promise that I'll be different. But I want to be different. That's the promise that I have. I want to make a difference for my people. And it's possible. I'm not setting an unachievable goal. It's an achievable goal, and I'm not going to do it alone. You guys have to help.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And I'm speaking now to people of Tamil Nadu, not the elite alone, all of them who think that taking 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees and voting will make this day better. It won't. Over time, you're worthy of much more money to earn and to keep for yourself. What you're selling away and giving away is not only your vote, but your capability to earn more. They don't compute it that way. Somebody has to keep reminding them that they've taken 15,000 and lost 15 lakhs maybe. For the 5 years, they would have gotten 15 lakhs.
Have you had any second thoughts in the last couple of months? And I ask this because I remember meeting you in Chennai, I think somewhere in November, December, and you had just indicated that maybe, but you hadn't completely spelled out electoral politics would be next. But you grabbed the headlines for all kinds of noisy reasons. You were accused of speaking of Hindu terrorism when you had actually spoken of Hindu extremism, and you said that something was lost in translation and the two things were different. But you did not actually take back that phrase of Hindu extremism. You in fact made the argument that Hindu fundamentalists are beginning to aid Islamist fundamentalists, and that went against the spirit of Hinduism. The Hindu Mahasabha threatened to shoot you.
Yeah, I'm used to being shot at, but
This was not a camera.
yeah, no, they didn't mean a camera.
A more conventional politician may have said, oh, I meant this, but I didn't mean this, and, clarified it so many times that the original comment would have been lost. You just clarified that one word. You said it wasn't terrorism, it was extremism, but you stuck to your position on your concerns about Hindu extremism.
Yes, because I'm concerned about Hindus, the so-called Hindus. I think of them as Vaishnavites, Shaivites, and other religious groups. The idea of Hindus as one group is very recent. It's not there from the days of Vedas or not there about 200 years back, I guess, 300 maybe.
What concerns you? You said you're concerned about so-called Hindus. What concerns you?
I'm concerned about total amity of the nation, of my state. I mean, as if they didn't know all this existed 50 years back. How come in 50 years suddenly we become so conscious of, and we take quick umbrage to any statement? What has happened? Why are we regressing to fundamentalism when we should be going ahead? And the Tamil Nadu state logo has a mosque, a temple, and a church in it. And why are we not behaving according to our logo? That's my question. And why are we allowing it to happen in Tamil Nadu of all the places? Why suddenly people who are passive and who walk to the other side of the street, if they found that some kind of commotion is going on, is now happily wading into agitations and problems. And it's not for anything else but pride and ego.
And you think that's a kind of chauvinism that concerns you?
Frightens me.
Frightens me.
Really, for my being. Personally, yes. I can keep a cold face when they say they'll shoot me. I will not urge them and say, come on, shoot me. You know?
You're not going to do that button.
Yeah, I can't. And even with a bulletproof vest. Because everyone thinks the bulletproof vest saves you from the bullet, but it doesn't save you from the pain. Because the impact of the bullet, the velocity of the bullet will still break your rib. So I'm not ready to take that pain.
There's another big star from your state who's also his interest in being in politics. It's quite an interesting moment in Tamil Nadu. You have said you and Rajinikanth are good friends. You have said that when you decided, before you publicly said that you would be in politics, you actually picked up the phone and you called him. Is that correct?
No, I met him.
You met him. But when it comes to that question that everyone wants to know, can we see both of you on the same side? You're not so sure, are you?
No, the reason is, we can as friends be on one side. I mean, that's different. But polity is different, because I'm trying to make that difference to my state. Our approach, the general intent might be the good of the people, but I believe that there is a certain way in which the good will have to come to the people. I don't like to take a detour. So it might happen. We'll wait for his manifesto to be out, and mine will be out soon.
21st.
21st. So if it gels, then in polity, for the sake of the nation and the betterment of the people, a good alliance, if it's not full of lies and
Cosmetic arrangements,
deceit and tacit under the table nods, that is no good for the people. So if that is not there and we are able to see eye to eye on a point, maybe, but I don't think so, because the very fact that he, in his first announcement, made some statement which gave him a view. I'm not still hope. I hope it's not saffron.
Hope is you and not saffron. Basically, you're saying you think he leans right and you lean left.
No, you don't have to lean on any side. I like to be both. That's why my site is called Mayam.
Let me use different words. I remember you once told me that you self-describe yourself as a rationalist. That you're a rationalist, you tend to question a lot of inherited wisdom, and you don't believe in a certain kind of ritualism, especially when it maybe comes to religion. So culture is different, religion is different. And you see Mr. Rajinikanth as probably being not quite your school of thought on religion?
Absolutely not. On?
Religion and on his views?
Religion, yeah.
Yes, on religion.
Yeah, definitely not. We are poles apart that way.
And would that come in the way of a political agreement?
Absolutely, I think so. Unless he has another take on how he wants to take it to the people.
So I'm hearing you say an alliance with Rajinikanth is unlikely.
I can. These are the conditions.
As of now, you don't see it.
I don't see it. If this is the route he's going to take, and if the hue that he's going to acquire is going to be saffron, then I can't see a clear understanding, unless there's some other explanation that he gives that convinces my rational mind.
What is your view Have you set out to be a solitary player? Is there in the rainbow of political colors the color you like?
No. Deep inside, this is the color. That, optically speaking, reflect all colors. So that's what it is. So I'd like to be as versatile, but united into one ethos, one thing. When I say Dravidian, people sigh and say, oh, here goes another politician who's going to hop that ekta, that one string that keeps on going Dravidian. But mine is a multi-stringed instrument.
What does being Dravidian mean to you?
It's pan-national. That's what I'm saying. Dravidian is, anthropologically speaking, everyone thinks it rests between two political parties in Tamil Nadu. I don't think so. It's all of South and some of India also.
Some of North India.
Most of India. So it is a pan-national feeling. You call it by other names.
What is that feeling?
It's anthropological. You look at the face. You and I are Dravidian. It could mean that you and I are the same. Itself is a political slogan.
So let me break it down. Mr. Rajnikant's hue seems saffron, your hue is black, which brings together all colors for you in a united space. You did, before you announced your interest in politics, meet with other politicians that raised a lot of interest, Arvind Kejriwal, Mamata Banerjee. It raised speculation that perhaps you could join hands with some other political parties. As you embark on this journey, it's been very new for you. Do you see yourself as a small player taking baby steps but walking alone? Or do you see yourself holding someone's hand, some other political party's hand, as you begin this journey?
Right now, the terra firma that I've chosen is firmly my state, I know.
And in your state, could you hold someone else's hand?
If necessary. I hope I don't stumble. In that case, I might have to hold hands. I don't think I will have to hold hands. If that is the case, I wouldn't have started a party, I would have joined the party.
That's it.
So the reason that I have started a new political party itself shows that I intend to walk it with the people, not with any politician as such.
Was it the rationalist in you that made you take a perhaps unusually clear-headed position on eating meat? You said you're vegetarian, but you spoke in favor of choice.
I'm not vegetarian, let me...
Right, now. That's what you told me, now, yes.
Now, no, afternoon I had some. People told me that it's great to be a vegetarian, and I asked them why. They said that, how can you take life to improve yours? But who said vegetation doesn't have life? They have life. I'm equally guilty of being a vegetarian. But what I'm saying is, these are things that you don't insist upon. Next I will say, don't wear this color when I'm coming to the interview. It's intrusion of my choices. I think my life became wonderful. That's available to me. I have even said in a meeting to my people, Welfare Association meeting, thousands were there. I said, look, I don't take beef now because of medical advice. And I've mentally decided, I think in a fair ethical decision, is not to eat an animal which is bigger than fair, fair game. So that's all. That's the amount of restrictions that I put on my eating habits. But what I said in the same meeting is, don't give us a menu, give us food. Then you can probably dictate. You are not capable of feeding this country and you're telling us what to eat. That I would say to this existing government and all those governments which have failed to do that. We could easily have done that. That's what in the speech I've said that it could have easily been managed. I've seen a river slowly turn into a gutter in my lifetime. It's going to take another lifetime for it to run as a river again.
And it's also about choice, right? You don't tell your citizens what to eat, what to drink, who to love, who to have sex with. I mean, gay rights, for example, the fact that they're criminalized is shameful.
It is. And then, regressing back, marry within your community, do not fall in love, do not allow, fall in love with so-and-so community.
What does the phrase love jihad mean to you?
Jihad? I don't know, we're mixing.
No, it's not my phrase.
No, it's mixing two metaphors. Yeah, well, if jihad means holy war, then it doesn't fit.
Exactly.
It's a misnomer. But I think that a new revolution is on the way. I don't know about jihad. Love will triumph across the world.
Your journey towards becoming an actor, and now you're embarking on this journey to be a politician. What is the commonality in those journeys, and what might you see as the differences?
The only common thing I see, so being clever, let me be honest, is people. Both are done for the people. Without them, it doesn't mean anything at all. My film is their happiness that's translated for my understanding into an applause.
And are you going to share the name of your new political party with us here at Harvard?
No, I'll have to politely refuse because that will preempt what I'm trying to do on the 21st.
Okay, we have many more questions. I'm going to open this up. Is someone taking around the mics? The mics are where?
Please walk up to the mic.
Okay, please walk up to the standing mic and take a line.
I have two questions. I think I will start with a cinematic question. We all hate snake oil salesmen, right? But these days, right, producers and the movie makers, right, the cable TV channels 24/7, they promote movies which are really bad. They promote like anything. So what happens is, the people below the income level, they go the first day, first show.
What's the question?
So they make the money.
Question. I'm only going to take questions, no comments.
Question. This is right? Because, I mean, it's like a reverse Robin Hood, right? We have seen Robin Hood movies, right? But taking money from the rich people and giving to the poor. But this is like...
Okay, I don't really understand the question, so let's take that as a comment. If you want to interject briefly, we will, and let's move on to this side after that. Yeah.
No, well, I think what you're trying to ask is it right that you promote a bad quality product as fantastic and make people throng to it? And well, that's what you did with cigarettes. Till someone told you it's harmful, and now you're cutting down on it. Why do you want to cut down on it? There's somebody who said that if the Food Council will have to okay a new invention called alcohol, if it were to be now, they will not.
Okay, let's move on. I have
promoting anything bad is bad enough.
Could we please keep this to questions and possibly within the parameters of what we actually are talking about here this evening? Yes. Yes. Please.
So as you told that your intention is good, so my question is that suppose there is no majority after the election, the next election when you will participate, will you join the hand with Rajnikant?
He just answered that at length.
No. So your question was different. My question after the election.
I'm on the people, you're on the
The reason I'm asking question because I'm not from Tamil Nadu. My girlfriend explained is like to explain the politics to me that they are like Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, and we love both. And that's what my question is.
Okay, let him answer now, please. I'm going to try and let him answer.
Let him answer, yeah, let him answer.
And give the speech.
Yeah, thank you for going ahead that far and even talking about polls. Well, if there's no majority, as you say, then it's the people's verdict. I don't have to somehow sit in a chair to stand and wait again and work. And about this Lord Shiva and Vishnu thing, I think enough has been said of these two gods. Everybody knows that quality. What we need is to preserve and to make Tamil Nadu healthy. That doesn't mean I'm talking about Vishnu. This is my agenda.
Okay, now the question here, this side, yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, my question might sound similar, but it is not. It was great to know that you identify yourself as a rationalist and the things that you shared. And you shared you would not embark on this journey alone, but you would work with people. And you talked about polity culture, not politics. And 5 years ago, when I did not care about the world beyond me, I heard similar thoughts from a gentleman in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, and I started to work for them as a volunteer for a bit. And in that period, I was working with an IT team, and I discovered that outfit at that time got donations, actual money, 10 rupees, 100 rupees, from every district in India. In a country as linguistically, culturally diverse as India, they got actual financial donation from 700 plus districts. What I felt good about that was I could see, in a diverse country as ours, I could see a political force emerging of people to work together across all these divides. So why not join hands with forces that are not separate from Tamil Nadu, where good work can be done under the same umbrella?
Okay.
I'm not talking about Mr.
Sir, I'm going to have to interject. Your questions cannot be that long because there's a whole line of people waiting to ask.
Okay, let me come to that. Yes, Mr. Kejriwal came and met me in my party office, which was then not the party office, but now has become the party office. So he met me and he was kind enough to say that we are brothers by motto. You want an alliance, you got it. You don't want it, that's still okay. But if you want any advice from our experience, it's yours to take anytime you want. That was the kind and magnanimous offer given to me by Mr. Kejriwal. And I intend to take it, and I'm not only from Mr. Kejriwal, I'm going to take it from others. But the idea of forming an alliance, it depends on what we believe in, what we want for the country. You cannot just go and shake hands just because the Gandhiji has a saying, do not walk with your dirty feet across my mind. So I don't want anyone walking with their dirty feet across my mind. I'm not implying that so-and-so has got a dirty feet, but I'll have to be careful.
But can I just briefly push you on that? Because the Kejriwal example is actually a very relevant example to you, because here were people who were professional, typically outside of politics, who decided to get into electoral politics, and perhaps somewhere along that journey discovered that the system operated in a certain way. And today, there is one criticism of Arvind Kejriwal that is made. It is that you didn't remain as different from other parties as you said you would. Somewhere the system swallows you up. It needs to be recognized.
I've been in a similar system where they say you don't defy a system as strong as the film industry. But you can. There are people defying Hollywood. They already defied it, giving the run for its money. They made all the decisions, but it's changing now. It can be done. And I believe that it can be done.
Okay, question the second.
Yes, when Justin Trudeau appointed half his cabinet as women in 2015, the reason he gave was because it's 2015. So, sir, it's 2018 now. And can I know, would you be working towards same kind of gender equity in your party when assigning tickets or party members, or when if you win, giving seats, cabinet to women, and particularly Dalit women?
Yes. For me, women are women. I don't believe in the Chaturvarna or the fifth Varna separately. They're all one. They're all my family. So there will be women too. For you to know, there are already 2 women signed it, and I can't name them now.
Come on, name one then.
No.
You were state governed by a woman.
Yes, yes.
You did, some would say governed by 2 women.
That's more like now we are playing with 1 and 2 numbers.
So, I mean, there is complexity here that women in politics alone doesn't change how politics is practiced, is what I was actually trying to
Yeah, you remember the old saying that the only man in the parliament is a woman. You remember that? They said that of Indian parliament.
And of Indira Gandhi at one time in the cabinet, but in 2018 we shouldn't be referenced against men is what I would say. Next question, that side, please. Yes.
My question is, should laws reflect the views of the majority of people?
I didn't get it.
Should laws
reflect a majoritarian sentiment? Should the law
like
of the
in Saudi Arabia, it's okay for adultery punishment is killing a woman by stoning?
I don't know about other countries. Let's talk about ours. I like the lady, blindfolded lady with equipoise. And that's what it should be. It should be not to appease the people. There are many politicians who do that to appease people. I think law should be above all of it. And blind to bias. That's what I think it should be. That's when all will get it. There's somebody who says justice for all itself is a myth and a slogan just to keep the manthan going. But I believe that the law should be above these sentiments. Otherwise, it won't make a great society.
Okay, this side.
Mr. Kamal Haasan, thanks first of all coming to Boston and Harvard. We really love to hear your thoughts here. My question is very straightforward. I'm not from Tamil Nadu, but last 50 years we have seen in Tamil Nadu all the big politicians are either coming from in movie industry or related to that, including you, right? And there's no second leadership happening there in Tamil Nadu from a long time. Do you intend to change that in your party, or you will be the same as Ms. Jayalalitha was, that is one image party?
One person parties.
Then I might as well call it just Kamal Haasan. I'm not by any party name. I don't believe in that, because look at my age that I'm now in. If I'm starting a party to last another 20 years alone, then it's not a party. It's a party that you have every Saturday. That's not what this is. This is beyond time. It must at least last 3 generations to have an effect on the populace we're trying to help, which means I won't be around to see it. So I've already thought of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th leadership. Maybe not, I won't pick the person. Even that amounts to a certain amount of despotism. So yes, I'm not going to follow that example.
What do you think of dynasty in our politics? The fact that top jobs get inherited in smaller parties and large parties?
I mean, it is breaking up of the monarchy that brought about our democracy. Why mix that back in here? I don't think that, I think that's calling yourself Tamilian, as I said, calling yourself Tamilian is only the address. That's not a qualification. So that in Tamil we say that Tamilan என்பது வந்து விலாசம், தகுதி அல்ல. Qualification you must earn.
Question?
வணக்கம் கமல் சார், நான் உங்களோட மிகப்பெரிய ஃபேன். சாரி, நான் தமிழ் பேசுகிறேன், கண்டுக்காதீங்க.
Okay. என்னோட கேள்வி என்னன்னா, my question is, what is the biggest lesson you've learned throughout your journey of life?
What is it?
Biggest lesson you've learned throughout your journey of life?
What has been your life lesson thus far? Something you learned you wouldn't do again or you would do again? Something that life taught you?
Well, I've learned one thing. It's been said, worded very well by Mr. Rajaji. Don't do anything that you're ashamed to admit in public. Do anything that you're not ashamed to do, admit in public. It's as simple. I'm trying to live up to that. It's so simple. Even murder can be justified if you're a soldier. I killed so many people for the nation. So anything that you're not able to admit, don't get involved in that business at all.
Is there a mistake that you made that you would not make again? I mean, we all make mistakes. We all make misjudgments, wrong choices. But something that you know, that you really had to go through it to learn it, and now you're saying to yourself, I want to validate it.
Yeah, I will never ever overestimate myself and think I'm a fantastic, intelligent man, bordering on genius. I'll never do that.
Saw yourself?
At 19, I thought, make way, world. And then I thought they were deaf. They were only being kind.
Okay, I'm going to take the last two questions because we've already overshot time. Yes, this sir.
Hello sir, you've been very vocal about being a rationalist and not conforming to any community or a caste, but how do you handle when everything, the things that you do or things that you say are being linked to a particular caste or community? Even your brother Haasan said in an interview that your community might be a reason that you might not be successful in politics. How do you handle comments like that?
I have 2 years. In Tamil they say, in the Kamal, so you listen through this ear and let it go out through the other ear. So I dumb down myself when they say things like that, because it's waste of breath, even if it's the elder brother, to argue a point which is well argued and clearly stated and is in the minds of the people.
Okay, last question.
Vanakkam sir, I am Rajaji's great grandson, so thank you for putting.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
So the question is, so a couple of hours back, we saw a digital governance session by somebody from Estonia. There the government and the people are leveraging a digital ecosystem. In Tamil Nadu, the ministers are deleting their email addresses when you ask us to complain corruption charges. So it looks like a very long journey. How long would it be and what would you need from us?
That's exactly why I think this podium might not give us enough time, but as I told you, www.mayam.com will be the place where we can discuss, and probably I think you should all participate. I'm looking for that. Money I can raise. I'm very confident. But these ideas you raise and give it to me, and I'll be happy to take it.
So, since we're among young people, I do want to just ask you one last thing before we close. Is there a dream you had when you were the average age of this room that remains unfulfilled?
Yes, I wanted to go back to college. And I'm a high school dropout, so I always wanted to get back. But life gave me so many other opportunities that dream never happened.
And now there's no time for that, obviously. But you're never too old to study. But life is the laboratory of the classroom.
I always say that I'm an extra level student picking up even garbage that is thrown out of intellectual garbage. Thrown out of the universities, because that's what has been my stable diet, intellectual diet.
Well, I can say this, that whether or not you went back to college, you are one of the brightest minds I've had the pleasure of talking to, and I know that the room will support me in that. Thank you very much, Kamal.